Hi everyone, Amy Kennedy here, ceramic artist from Melbourne, Australia. I did a workshop earlier in the year for all the artists in my programs or had been in my programs in the past on funding and grants. And I also attended a really great one last week by Craft Victoria. And I noticed that there are these key big ticket items that in these workshops people are always sort of coming back to. They're so important. And these are things like make sure you're in the right grant category. That's important. Speak to the arts officer, tell them your idea, address the selection or the assessment criteria, get to the point quickly, write very clearly, avoid art language, be very specific, reflect their language back to them in the writing, all of these things. And I think they're really, really important things to get on artists and craftspeople's radars so that they're aware of them, and hopefully implementing these things can help them rise to the top of the pile when they're being assessed. But I wanted to, in this video today, to discuss specifics, because I see this as a real blind spot for many artists and craftspeople, is when they're writing applications, grant application or a residency application, they think they are being very specific, but they're not being specific enough. And why is being specific important? I think because in addition to the images that you put with your application, you have to add even more visual picture to these assessors, to get into these assessors' minds of what you want to do. A really fully formed, detailed, with some depth, project description, concept, idea, so they can really have something that they can sink their teeth into and understand. Some people have great themes for their work, but their themes, when they describe their themes, not the actual themes, but when they describe their themes, they're way too broad. So someone will say, my work is about climate change, my work is about nature, my work is about architecture, my work is about, plants. These things, you can sort of gather, they are way too broad because there's so many amazing, independent, individual little worlds within these topics. So if your work is about climate change, for instance, you have to go a level down, another level down, another level down, another level down to get to really the specifics of what it is about climate change that your work is about. Otherwise, you won't stand out. You'll be this sort of amorphous, flippy floppy blob of writing, and there won't be anything for them to stick their teeth into. So it's one thing for me to say to you, watching this video, thank you for still watching, to be more specific. But it's another thing to show you how to do that, because I think I can tell people all the time, be more specific, and it's actually really easy for me to help people with this. When I see their documentation right in front of me, when I have something, I can assess it and ask them questions, poke them, prod them a bit to get some more specifics happening and make them realize or see where they might not be fully forming a really detailed picture. But of course, if you're watching this video here, it's a little bit harder for me to help. So with this in light, I wanted to extend an invitation to you that if you're currently working on a grant application or an artist residency application, and you would like to have my set of eyeballs on it through the lens of specifics, not through everything else, because it could be very long-winded, but through the lens of specifics, I will choose one or two of these and create a video about this. I think this could be useful for those people, useful for me and other people out there, I hope. So you can send this to me. I'll put the details below in the comments, and I'll keep it anonymous. I won't steal your ideas unless they're really good, then I'll probably pinch one or two. But yeah, you can send it to me, and you can also tag someone. That's what I was going to say. If you have a friend or a colleague who is currently doing a grant application, residency application, and they're sort of, their hair's turning grey, nothing wrong with grey, and they are biting all their fingernails down, they're in a world of pain, this could be useful for them. So if you have any questions, please let me know. And if I don't get anything, I will make something up and I will create a video about it. So thank you for listening, and I will be back here soon.